what's up, man? Welcome back to another episode from the sideline. I'm your host, Troy, and I'm back with the boys, even though they all not here yet. But we're in the house with Mulich. Mulich, we seem to keep doing it. It just seems to be, us too. Oh, you
Hey,
pointing to the Warriors?
we out here, man. You know what I'm saying? Stop playing with us. What's up? How y'all doing today, man? How y'all doing? I hope y'all doing real well. I'm doing good. You know what I'm saying? Warriors is winning. The Raiders just got to win. Josh Jacobs is him. We're going to say that for the football show. Clay is back. Yeah. We out here,
Yeah.
man.
I mean, is Clay back? Clay been playing pretty good lately.
Been playing pretty good. Hey, I want to say thank you to Mikal Bridges for stepping on Clay's foot and, flexing on him when he hit that three a few games back when y'all played the feet. Appreciate y'all because that turned Clay up. Yeah. We out here.
Seems like I just texted Telly because I wanted Telly to know that we are live on YouTube and Twitch. Shout out to the chat. I see y'all coming in here a little early. Don't forget to drop, if y'all in here, don't be shy, man. Drop some in the comments. We gonna read it. We gonna answer questions, whatever y'all want. You want to input on the combo, input on the combo. I'm trying to wait for Telly. Telly, when you in here, hit the chat, man. I want to see if you in here, bro, because we gotta start back off with it, man. Telly, we gotta start back off with it, bro.
We gotta kick it off, man. We gotta kick it off.
Telly said the Jazz were the best team in the West. And Telly said that, now Telly my boy, but Telly said that because the Jazz were the number one seed in the West. I tried to explain to Telly. That's not how it works.
That's not how it works, man.
Not how it works. Just because you're the number one seed doesn't make you the best team. But Telly, just 1 week later, that was me looking at the standings. Yeah, the Jazz fell a little bit more. They're in the 8th seed right now, and Golden State is climbing up the ladder.
Who is that that's climbing up the ladder? I just wanted to. I'm sorry, my audio was tripping over here. Who is that was climbing up the ladder? What you said?
That's the Warriors climbing up the ladder.
Oh, that's them boys, right? Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure because there was a whole bunch of people talking about the Warriors was done and we was washed up and dynasty over, last dance type stuff. You know what I'm saying? But okay, I just wanted to make sure that I was hearing you correctly.
Yeah. Hold on, I gotta give me 1 second. Keep going, Mulich. I gotta let me send Telly the link to the show.
While we're on the subject of the Jazz, current 4-game losing streak, 3-7 currently, 6-2 at home, 6-8 away. This is the thing that I wanted to bring up about the Jazz the last time. Although they are playing pretty solid basketball, their point differential when it comes to away and at home games are absolutely crazy. They shoot a worse percentage away. They shoot a worse field goal percentage away, shoot a worse 3-point percentage away, average less rebounds, average less assists when they're away. So they're just not a better team when they're on the road. And when it comes to playoff basketball, you have to be a good team on the road. Now, this is before the All-Star break, and we're seeing that they're having problems on the road. Even defensively, they're having problems on the road. Their defensive numbers aren't even the same when they hit the road. So there's something that happens to them defensively and offensively when they're on the road. And when it comes to playoff basketball and even championship basketball, you have to adhere to those hostile environments and still be able to pick up the pace or turn the table to bring more intensity to your game when it comes to away games. And when you look at their point differential, rebound differential, defensive differential when it comes to away games, it's just not there. So you can't be considered a top team when.
There you go, Telly.
What's up with you, Telly? You can't be considered a top team when you don't handle business on the road, and that goes for the Warriors as well. So, yeah, we'll see as the season progresses on. But if you can't win road games, man, it's going to be really, really hard to win in the playoffs. So.
I tried to tell you, Telly. You my boy. But I tried to tell you, the Jazz wasn't a top team, man. It's just not. Now we're seeing it. The 8th seed. You feel me? They're going right down to where they belong. You understand now? We just don't talk out of ass. We understand it. You said they just 4 spots back a couple of days ago. They're about eight now. About 8 spots back.
And it's crazy how things change because just a few days ago, the Kings were, what I'm saying, number 2, number 3 in the West. Now they've dropped down to 4, 5, damn near 6, almost 7. So the Kings are currently 6, right? Portland was number 1 at one point in time. Like quite literally number 1 at one point in time. They lost 1 game, and now they're all the way down number 7.
Yeah, we told you they were going to tank, Kelly. We tried to tell you, like the Jazz, they came out, they played hard. I would give credit where credit is due. Them guys came out and they punched a lot of teams in the mouth. They were able to stick around in a lot of game clutch. They were able to stick around in a lot of those games, and put their foot on the pedal at the end of those games to win them. We give all credit to them, but if we're looking at teams like the Suns, Denver, Memphis, the Pelicans, the Clippers without their 2 starters, Golden State, Dallas. Like, I'm not gonna say the Jazz are getting in the playoffs over those teams. Not even Portland or Minnesota or not gonna. You lose 1 game and drop so far, Telly. That's true. That's why it's a seeding. That's why I was telling you can't use the seeding to tell who's the best team in the league.
Exactly. And you got to think about it like this. The Mavs were a few weeks ago with one of the best teams in the league. They lost 4 straight, and now they're out of the top 10. Yes, and Luka has been balling. So, like, the West is looking real crazy this year. If people think the West is going to be some cakewalk and what records are going to be in the future, it's not. Seedings are going to change. The West is going to be crazy. I'm telling you, the play-ins, once the play-ins come, it's going to be a lot of teams in the play-ins you probably didn't expect. So it's going to get shaky. It's going to get real crazy in here. You know what I'm saying? But as I said, the Jazz have a great roster, really solid roster, a lot of pieces that work together, but they don't have a superstar to base that roster around. They're trying to use Lauri Markkanen and trying to import Jordan Clarkson and trying to put them to the next level, but you don't get enough from those players in order to elevate them to that superstar level. So,
star level,
or even a star level, like they're perennial all-stars. Yes, we can give them that title. But as far as a superstar, as far as a star, somebody that can carry them to the playoffs or deep into the playoffs, you don't have that on the Jazz. So I would suggest you guys have a lot of pieces that are tradable. So if a superstar is in the sights,
and he said they got 5 first-round picks too. So.
I mean, and that's true. That's definitely true. Even on the bench, you guys have they have a lot of pieces. So I would say.
But Telly said something funny. I love his humor. He said, Wolves make the play-in, and if the Jazz make the play-in, I got the Jazz cooking them in 6.
Honestly, Telly, that's not an egregious statement.
In the play-in?
That's not an egregious statement.
In the play-in, they're going to cook them in 6.
They're going to cook them in 5, and I'm going to tell you why.
In the play-in, they're going to cook them in 6. In the play-in, not play-off. In the play-in, they're going to cook them in 6.
In the play-in. Look, in the play-in, because the Timberwolves probably going to make the play-in.
They only play 1 game in the play-in.
They're going to cook them. They're going to cook them.
How you going to beat them in 6, Telly?
They're going to cook them. Hey, they gonna cook them. I'm with Telly on this one. They gonna cook them in the play-ins, man. Lauri Markkanen ain't going off for 40 in the play-ins against the T-Wolves, and there ain't gonna be nothing that Rudy can do about it. And Cat gonna sit up there and cry.
I know you didn't mean to play in, but ain't nobody going to the Jazz tonight. we got to get that out. Ain't nobody going there. You got to draft somebody for them to go there. You ain't signing no big free agent. They are not going to cold ass Utah.
Ain't nobody going to Utah, man.
Anybody going to Utah?
No.
Ain't nobody going to Milwaukee either.
They gonna get AD. Watch.
And Giannis over there. Ain't nobody going to damn Milwaukee.
They gonna get AD out there in Utah.
Willingly walking over there, bro. Ain't nobody willingly walking over there, bro. Not gonna happen. Sorry.
They gonna get
so many Lakers. Better cities than Utah.
The Lakers and the Utah Jazz is gonna trade AD and Russ for Colin Sexton and Lauri Markkanen.
Well,
Malik Beasley.
if you got the Cavs first round, that's probably going to be elite, isn't it? Because the Cavs probably going to finish top 5. And the Wolves, I don't know. That might be an early pick because the way the Wolves looking right now, Telly, and I don't know how to cut it. We predicted them to be a
to
top
be
team,
a top team.
and we were wrong.
Oh, of course. You got to think about it like this. When's the last time we've seen two big men actually work in the system and lead their team far anywhere? Like we seen that experiment. Oh yeah,
Not happening, Telly.
we seen that experiment in New Orleans, right, with DeMarcus Cousins and
AD, that worked there
AD.
though. It
Yeah,
only didn't
AD.
work because AD and Boogie got hurt,
So,
and then the
but it's like,
Pelicans didn't re-sign Cousins.
but how far can that really go? Like when you think about it, how far can that really go? That recipe, is that a recipe for success, or is that a recipe for first
We
or second
were,
round
Telly.
playoffs?
We were we
So,
were we were wrong, Telly. We see about over here. That's why I said we stand on our shit. Like we ain't afraid to admit when we're wrong.
oh, absolutely.
We
What?
ain't you ain't
Absolutely.
never gonna find that over here on this one. Not on this part. You ain't gonna never ever hear us talking about we ain't wrong. Nah, we wrong. We wrong. We will surely
I
admit that
mean,
we wrong.
because when you think about it like this, when you add a Rudy Gobert to a Timberwolves team that played really good basketball last year, that was on the verge of um, having a good playoffs, you would think that would work, right? You got Cat, who can go back to his traditional position that he played in college in power forward, to where he's going to get the ball in his hands more. They're going to be able to space the floor. Anthony Edwards is starting to come into his own. His shot is starting to fall. His shot is starting to develop. He's starting to become more efficient on the floor. Then you add Rudy Gobert, somebody who's a defensive anchor, who can get rebounds, erase shots, deter shots, and that's a recipe for, it seems, a recipe for success, right? You got D'Lo, who's a pretty solid ball handler, a little less the ball in his hands, but that's the problem right there. That's the problem right there. You have two players in Anthony Edwards and D'Lo that are two ball dominant players. Now you also have a ball dominant player in Karl-Anthony Towns. There's too much ball to go. There's not enough ball to go around. So how are we going to sit there and spread the ball? Now we're seeing why that offense doesn't work. Now we're seeing the pieces and the holes in that work. That why it doesn't, as to why it doesn't work. And then on top of that, you're putting way too much pressure on Rudy Gobert, because who are your other defenders? See, so we can sit here and be like, "Dang, that's a crazy roster. It looks great." And then as it starts to play out, it starts to gel. You're like, "Damn, they're not. They're really not good. They're really not good, bro. Dang, that's crazy."
See, the only thing I got with your first comment, Telly, on I ain't either. I was wrong about the Jazz. I thought they really had a win now mindset. They can't have a win now mindset. They ain't got nobody to win now with. Like we talking big picture, winning a championship, win now. That's what win now means, like winning a championship.
Absolutely.
The Jazz cannot win a championship with that roster unless every other roster in the league is hurt. Or every other superstar is hurt, then the Jazz got a chance to win it just as much as the Kings got a chance to win it.
Or two perennial superstars out of nowhere and just want to go to Utah, and they're like, "No, I need to be in Utah because I want to win a championship in Utah." Like,
Ain't nobody doing that.
that's insane. Like, there's nobody that's gonna be like, "Yo, send me to Utah right now, and I want to be paired up with him, and we're gonna win
I don't even
3
remember the
chips together."
last big name person that was like, yeah, Utah is one of my destinations.
Exactly. So
We done had
it's
KD be a free agent. We done had LeBron be a free agent. I mean, James Harden was kind of a free agent, the way he was bouncing around from thing to thing.
Kawhi, Paul George.
Why, Paul George? CP3.
I was gonna say CP. Like, it's what.
Shit, not even Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell wanted to be there.
And D. Mitch wanted to be out for a while.
Oh,
So,
wow. So
like
Jazz
that.
got some problems. You better get Wilmington.
Victor Wilbur.
Yeah, Victor Wilmington. You better get that dude.
Yeah, Vic Wilbur.
Because
This might be a hot take, but I feel like he might not be as good as we think he is when he gets to the league. It might be a hot take. We might not. We might see. I don't know. Might be all hype. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like they're just hyping the boy up too much. That's just me.
I mean, I understand you, but I still don't think the Jazz roster has a roster that just needs one piece to win a chip. They need about 4 or 5 pieces. 6'7".
They need a superstar. No matter what position, they need a superstar.
Yeah, Victor the 7-footer. Yeah, him. I know
Like
everybody going crazy on him, but I mean he's good. He's just gonna come in and he's gonna predicate his game around KD's game. That's
honestly,
just what I see. I mean, he's gonna be like a KD. Now, can he score like KD? Can he get a shot off anywhere he wants like KD? You know, when he gets to the NBA, I have no idea, and that's why I really like. I love it when guys go off in college. And we're gonna start talking about more basketball, college, and that. But you say he finna be a Porzingis? Well, to me, Porzingis isn't that bad. That's just me. I think Porzingis, he got hurt on the Knicks, right? He got traded. He went off the Knicks. He got traded. He went to a bad situation. That's just my opinion. Him going to Dallas was not a good situation. Oh, he's going to be injured. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Porzingis got injured, and that's what I think derailed his season because he's a good big man. Like,
and see, that's what I think.
People forget the hype that came in on Porzingis.
Oh, absolutely, unicorn. You know what I'm saying? He was a baller for sure. But and that's the thing. I feel like if we're gonna put all this hype on this young kid and throw all these expectations out there, it just might want to just pump the brakes a little bit because we did the same things with like you said, Porzingis. He might get hurt. You know what I'm saying? What happens? Is he going to come back the same player? You know what I'm saying? They're doing the same thing with Michael Porter Jr. Tall, lanky, can shoot, can dribble, can get his own shot, create his own shot, space the floor. You know, like they did the same thing with that, but he can hardly stay healthy. He can hardly stay on the floor. We see it a lot with these taller guys that can play multiple positions. It's hard for them to stay healthy and stay on the floor because of their body type. So that's the reason why I'm saying it's like he's playing a lot of basketball right now. He's putting a lot of miles on those legs prior to him even getting into, you know what I'm saying, the pros. We don't know how that's going to transfer over. We don't know if if his game is going to necessarily transfer over. That's like the NBA is a lot more physical than just regular high school or or college. You know, there's a lot more banging, there's a lot more body to body, a lot more contact. How are we going to know is he going to be able to withstand that for 72 games? You know, like it's because wherever he goes, he's going to be the focal point of that team.
Well, he's gonna have to be, but I think I get where Telly's going. He says people was telling him that his parents were freak athletes. He came from a long jumper and a WNBA player. I mean,
and I can understand that. I can see that
a nice
point.
combo.
You know what I'm saying? That is definitely a nice combo. Athletes, kids always trickle down to be a really good combo.
I wouldn't say that, Telly. I wouldn't say it's over for him because I mean it just depends on how his body responds to rehabbing and coming back from injuries. Because if he could come back and he could stay solid, because he could end up being a Sam Bowie.
Yep.
I don't know, Telly. I don't know if you know who Sam Bowie is, but yeah, he could end up being a Sam Bowie. You know, talented, but broke his legs 4 times.
You just can't stay.
Three of those times it was in practice. No, 3 of those times, 2. I think once was in practice. 1 or 2 was in practice, but for sure, 2 of them was in shoot around.
Yeah, 2 of them was in practice for sure.
And 2 of them was in shoot around. He was getting ready for a game, for like shooting around for the game, and he broke his leg. So,
and another thing that people kind of have to factor in with, you know, with Victor is if he does sustain health because they have him lift, they have him put on more weight, right? How is his weight going to how is his new form weight going to transition to the game? Like KD has always said, KD has always harped that he doesn't like to put on weight, or he doesn't want to put on weight. He wants to maintain the same body type or the same body type because he doesn't want to mess up his shot, right? Now, I'm not going to say we're going to contribute that to him having injuries, but if Victor comes in on the same hype, like I really don't want to put on too much weight because I feel like it's going to change my shot. I feel like it's going to change the trajectory of my game. Then how are coaches going to, you know what I'm saying, adjust to that? Or if coaches have him like, oh yeah, we're going to have you put on 10, 20, 50, 30 more pounds. You know what I'm saying? Is he going to be open to that? And is his game going to adjust to his new body type? And how is that going to adjust into the league? Because adjusting to your body type in college, in a college game, adjusting to your body type in an NBA game or professional aspect is 2 completely different things. So how is that gonna transition? There's a lot to think about with this kid that a lot of people are gonna bet their franchises on. So I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. I feel like people might have to just slow the roll a little bit, you know?
No, I'm definitely. I think we in the age of definitely where all the younger guys getting into sports. They love hyping people up. Like it's just what they do. Everybody's a star. Everybody's a superstar. One person has one good game. A team starts off hot, Telly. Get wrapped up into these silly, conversations and debates because we want to glorify everybody. Like not
Mm-hmm.
everybody's on the same level. That's just what it is. Like so when and that's just like Clutch. I don't know if you're still in here, but I'm gonna refer to you real quick. That's why when we were talking about stars and superstar, um, that's why we were confused because, in my opinion, like when you're separating six man, like I think there's levels to it. Like, and I think you were going the same place. There's levels to it, but I just think we were looking at it on two ends of the spectrum. Like, so when we're talking about, Victor in college, like now when he gets to the pros, that's a different level. Now he has to find his placement in the levels of the pros. Is he just a bench warmer? Is he a role player? Is he a defining role player? Is he a six man? Is he a starter? Is he an all star? Is he a star? Is he a superstar? Like he has to define that. And I think we look at people college careers and we just like, yeah, this guy is going to be it. But and a lot of times we do see it. It does come true. Melo went crazy in college.
Mm-hmm.
League was going crazy in the league. His first year, he made it to a Western Conference Finals. LeBron, crazy in high school, didn't go to college. Crazy in high school, he comes into the league and he's still that. So we see it, but we also see guys that get drafted and then they're not the same as they were in college in the NBA because it's a different sport. And that's why I tell people when it comes to like a guy like Zion, is that guy is built for the NBA. His body is built for the NBA. Like Telly, you're sitting here saying that Wilmington can't withstand the physical, aspect of 82 games. But we were just having a conversation 2 days ago, I think, when you was telling me Zion's too big for the game. So it's like we can't want players to gain weight, and then we can't want other players to lose weight. Like we got to let these players be comfortable in their bodies. Like whatever is comfortable for them to play the game of basketball, we got to let them do it. Like even if Zion only ends up playing 10 years, like that's his way of going about getting to the point that he wants to get to in his career. So I'm not with people because I know he's going to come in. They did it to KD. They're going to do the same to him. Or he needs to bulk up. He needs to put some weight on. He needs to add some muscle. I think he needs to just come in, be himself, get acclimated to the NBA, and then find where his placement is. And once he does that, I think he will be fine. Then we can start judging him, but I think he'll be fine.
I mean, it's a good point though. With if he adds weight, then he could be, molded into Giannis with a slightly better shot, which I could definitely see. But it just depends on his body type because Giannis, you can tell that even though he came in a really kind of skinny, scrawny kid, he had the body type to bulk up. You can tell that he was still in his younger type
But then when you
body.
look at KD didn't need to bulk up. It wasn't in his game to
Exactly.
bulk up. So that's what I'm saying. It
Exactly.
might not be in Wilmington's game, Telly, for him to bulk up.
Or his natural body type, because a
Body
lot of
type,
people have
yeah.
different kind of body types, and when their body molds as they get older, it kind of just stays the same. You can see how KD's body, even though he still, lifts and all the stuff like that, he still works out. His body type is still relatively the same as to when he came in the league. Giannis is different because his body type is different. He was able to fill out with more muscle, so that's the reason why his body transitioned to the way it did, and his body adapted to the way it did. And when it comes to the league, we don't know how Victor's going to adapt or his body is going to adapt when he comes to the league. And we don't know how his body is going to form out and build out because he's still young. He's still a kid. So the more his body develops, the more we'll see. Zion is a different case, though. I would say Zion is a different case because he has the body of a prototypical NBA big man. It's just with the way that his weight fluctuates, his joints and his bones aren't necessarily strong enough to hold the weight and the muscle that he maintains. So when I first tore my knee, my doctor explained to me that although I'm not heavy in weight, the muscles that I have to hold up the body weight or the power and the force that I generate when I run, it's not there. It's not strong enough. So I have to build my legs. You know, Zion, what he needs to work on. This is the reason why he hasn't had any more knee injuries per se, but his foot injuries are now escalating. Right, he's taken the squatting part, the building his legs part more seriously, but now it's coming to a different part of his game to where now he has to learn how to land properly and effectively. It's not just
Mm-hmm.
they did the same thing with Derrick Rose when he would explode up and when he come down, he would land on one foot. Zion had the same problem coming out of college. They fixed that, but now it's focusing on the angles in which he lands at. So now he's not landing at a horrible angle with all that velocity coming down, and that's what's causing his foot injuries. So now he has to transition that, and he has to work on that. And there's a whole bunch of things that go into Zion's type of build. So the same things can be said with Victor, but with Zion is different because he has the build, the prototypical build already. It's just he has to work around his weight that fluctuates.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. I think Zion will be fine in the league. He definitely does need to learn how to land more safely, especially if he's going to stay at the body mass he is at. I ain't gonna call it weight because it is a lot of muscle on him. Yeah, Zion will be fine. We're talking about players. 3 players are looking to find themselves back in the league. So I want to ask a question, and we can go one by one. So I'll start with Isaiah Thomas, IT. He wants back in the league. What team can use a player like IT that he will come in and make an impact to winning? I don't care about just being there and scoring points. You know me. I want impact to winning.
Right now, off the top of my head,
I want a team in the playoffs too. In the playoff
a
hunt right
team in
now.
the
Top
playoffs,
10. Top 10 each. Yeah. And
I
then
feel
you can
like
count Dallas for the West because I think they'll end up a top 10 team. You don't have to count Utah. Sorry, Telly.
you can put him. That's an interesting question as far as IT because his game is different. So
I asked the question for a reason.
it's interesting, bro, because you got to think about it like this, right? If you Boston would probably be the best fit because they need a true a true point guard, right?
Who?
Boston, in my opinion, I feel like Boston would
Who?
be the probably best fit. You
Telly
heard
just
what I
said
said.
Boston too. He
See,
does not fit in Boston. Boston scheme that we have does not fit Isaiah Thomas. I'm
as
sorry.
far
I'm
as the
sorry.
scheme now, I would say
Yes,
yes,
that's what we're talking about now, not before. Like Isaiah
but
Thomas does not fit on Boston today. He does not. Stop it. Miami, Bucks, Dallas off the top. That's not bad.
but you
Miami
got to.
definitely need more scoring.
I would say
He's a
Miami,
scoring point guard. The Bucks, I'm not sure about Telly. I don't think they need a scoring point
Chicago.
guard
I would put him in Chicago
because Zoe is out.
just because Zoe is out. You got to think about like this.
And
Zoe is out.
then
He can create a lot more shots.
Dallas,
I'm not too sure. I thought about Dallas as
I
well, but
mean,
I'm
he
not
could
too
do
sure
what
about Dallas.
Jalen Brunson was doing.
He can.
The only
But
question is, can he do it on a consistent basis at a good
exactly.
enough level that can help Luca
Exactly.
overcome the West? And I
That's
don't
my
think he can
thing.
do that.
That's my thing. Is he going to do enough to be able to help Luca because that was the problem last year in the playoffs, right? Luca was going crazy, but then that was the thing. His surrounding cast was going crazy, and then they met the Warriors, and then everything fell off, right? Who's going to be that other guy other than, last year it was Jalen Brunson? Can it be an IT? Can it be a DeMarcus Cousins? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
but I
like,
don't think people are looking for IT to come in and be a starter on the team. I think that's the only thing, Telly. I think
I think
people,
that
when they look at IT, he's putting him on the bench. That's where he's going automatically.
if that's the case, then I would say Philly
Mm.
because they need scoring in that second unit. You can bolster that second unit down with Maxi Matisse Thybulle, so you can get that going. And then because you're not going to get anything from Tobias Harris. He's just running around collecting free money.
Yeah, only
Um,
against the Nets.
I would say Charlotte, honestly, with LaMelo in and out of the lineup right now. Um, I think he'll be a best good fit there. They have a lot of scoring. They don't really efficient in defense, but they do have a lot of scoring. So if you add IT, which gives you another level of scoring, I think that'll be really solid. You could put them on the Clippers as well. The Clippers is just always
Thank you
injured,
for
always
stopping by,
banged
Telly.
up.
Appreciate it, man.
So I don't think that'll be a bad fit. Minnesota, bro, you can
I
put
was
him on
I was looking
Minnesota.
at Minnesota. I was looking at
Honestly,
Minnesota.
the best fit for him would probably be Minnesota, honestly, because he gives their offense a different kind of aspect to the game that they need right now. That's the reason why that's part of the reason why their roster and their team isn't looking as good as we thought. It's because they don't have that scoring dynamic. You can't just put it
Mm-hmm.
on Karl Anthony Towns. When people just pack the paint and you don't have the shooters that you need on the outside, nobody's gonna care.
It's the walk.
What's good, gang? How y'all feeling?
Good,
What's
good,
up?
good.
What's up, brother?
You already know, man.
Yeah, Boo out back in the house. What's up, what?
Word, what's the word? How y'all feeling?
Good, good, good.
People.
We just chatted up. Telly was in the chat, but Telly had to bust out because he got to go to work. Appreciate Telly stopping by. We're gonna get Telly on the show one day. I guessing he's a Jazz fan because he was talking so high about those damn Jazz, and now I gotta let him down easy. You feel me? But
Right.
we appreciate Telly, man. He ain't afraid to get into the conversation. But we were just talking about there's three players that went back into the NBA, IT, Melo, and Cousins. We started with IT, and we were trying to figure out what would be a good spot for IT to play that he will make an impact on winning. And me and Mulich agreed the Timberwolves might be one of those spots because they need some scoring. You know, Miami, I can see them. They need some scoring off the bench.
I mean, I'm here.
Dallas,
Both of those are good spots.
can you put him in
But the
Dallas in
thing
the
is,
Jalen Brunson role?
I just don't think he's the same player no more.
That's what I'm saying, Boo.
That's unfortunate too, because like the way that whole thing went down with the Celtics, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Don't bring Celtics in. We talking about IT free
Yeah.
agent. What he
I'm
gonna
just
sign?
saying it just went down. Like, I don't blame the Celtics
This how you
doing
come. You
what
can't
they
come
did.
back attacking Boston, bro. You cannot come back attacking Boston, bro.
Welcome back, Boo Wop, man.
Hey, I just gotta keep it real, G. Like, it was just a nasty situation, bro. Like, the man, sister died. He played in the playoffs, dropped 50, I believe. And just for him to be traded, like, pretty much, like, after they kind of knew, like, he probably won't be the same player anymore. Like, that's tough. That's like a tough pill. So,
It's called
like, I truly feel bad for him.
business.
But they did what they had to do. No, they definitely did. But I'm just saying that's for them to see it the same way too. Is kind of like for me.
I was about to
They
say
just don't
something.
believe he could be the same player.
I know where you was going, dog. Don't even worry about it.
You feel me? You feel me? I was about to say something, but you know, it's not here and there. It's not here and there. You hear me? What about Cousins? Where you guys think Cousins' best fit is? I think you go throwing back on the Nuggets.
The thing about DeMarcus is
I think you throw him back on the Nuggets. I think he would be good there.
his game is so dynamic, but it's different in a way because he can give you not only rebounds, he can score, and he doesn't really, play. He's not the one that's going to get you a lot of block shots, but at the same time, he's going to deter a lot of shots at the basket. So when you're looking at DeMarcus, it's like you can really plug him anywhere. And honestly, I said this before, I think it should go back to the Kings because they need that kind of different kind of dynamic. They need that kind of inside scoring. They don't really have that at the moment right now. You have Sabonis, but Sabonis is more of a playmaking big man first, right? Rebounding playmaking. When you look at his game, right? He can hit some shots, he can hit some threes, but when you really look at his game, he's going to look to get on the inside and pass out to the shooters. That's the reason why Indiana looks so good for the regular season, but that recipe doesn't work because you're relying on just your big man. You don't really have anybody else, right? I think when you add DeMarcus, that gives you a different aspect because DeMarcus can play on the inside and the outside. Not to mention, because the Kings can score in volume and their defense is not really up to par like everybody else is, that's going to give them a different aspect of the game. So it's now just going to become a shootout. Who's going to win the shootout, right? Yeah. And that's basically the Kings' game plan at the moment right now. So I would probably throw them there. Denver is a really good pick. To throw him back in Denver, he gave him some really great minutes off the bench
Yeah, I
last
think
year.
Denver, they could definitely use him, especially towards the playoff time. I mean, when you
Definitely.
need the rest Joker, he could definitely come in and give you a little spark at that center position.
Definitely. I wouldn't be mad at him going back to the Pelicans for that reunion to give Valanciunas some breathers off the here and there. He can continue to score out in the second unit, give you about 15 to 20. So that wouldn't be a bad reunion as well. And honestly, if you put him, I was gonna say if you put him in Brooklyn, I wouldn't be mad at you, bro.
Brooklyn.
I wouldn't be
What you
mad
talking
at you.
about?
DeMarcus Cousins. DeMarcus Cousins.
Brooklyn is probably a good spot for him for sure. They need some low post presence. He's out of the three players I think that you named, Melo, Boogie, and IT. He's the one I think can still actually.
Oh, definitely, especially with what he did for the Nuggets last year.
Mm-hmm.
I just think they're waiting.
Yeah, that too. But I would have said that before that anyway, though. I just thought like Boogie Cousins was still.
I think he's still valuable in the league. Like he can still give you sufficient minutes. Like
Yeah.
when you really look at his game and really look at how you can plug him into different kind of pieces and different kind of teams, he's going to give you some valuable minutes. He's going to give you some valuable buckets off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of teams can use that right now, especially to kind of bolster their second units.
Definitely. So yeah, I don't know. I guess we could skip Melo then, because I don't think Boo said Melo ain't got a chance.
It ain't that he don't have a chance. It's just that the same thing kind of with him and IT. Like, I ain't gonna say the same thing. It is though, because with IT, it's the same thing with Melo. They both defensive liabilities at these stages in their career.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
that's the biggest
they
factor.
can't guard anybody. You know what I'm saying? And that's mostly why I don't trust Melo. Like the only team I could truly see him not hurting, but actually could just be okay and not really need to have an impact is the Bucks. Like if he go play with Milwaukee, like he can just go be a real, you know what I'm saying? Maybe here and there get you some playoff minutes, Melo. But don't come in here thinking you finna have, unfortunately, like some real impact on this team because they rolling. That's a train that's already rolling. You just need to hop on.
Melo definitely yeah, I don't think like when people was talking about Melo to Boston, I was like, hell no, please don't put him on Boston. I don't need no Melo there on the bench taking up minutes. So I was glad we went and got the Italian himself, a Gallinari. Yeah, you like that because I'm Italian. You feel me? You feel me? But yeah, I don't know what team Melo fits on that he can make an impact right now. Because like you say, he is a defensive liability, and we don't know like what his shooting is going to be like over a course of 60 or 50 games, whatever he plays. Like he started off hot with the Lakers last year, but then that shit fizzled out. Like people were really talking about him being a 6-man, which would have been a good accomplishment. At the end of your career, you got a 6-man. Like that's dope. You feel me? Yeah, I should buy League Pass today. It's 50% off. I gotta think about that.
I was saying that might be something to think about.
Might be something to think about. Kemba Walker.
Kemba
is on his way to Dallas. Now, we just talked about 3 people. IT, Melo, Cousins. Do you think Kemba is the right fit out of those names or any other name that you could think that's a free agent right now that does not have a job to go to Dallas and help them win? Because Kemba is a defensive liability. We can't. Yeah. But if he's coming in on a second unit to get buckets, like, all right, I got you. He's going to get you buckets. Like, he could definitely get you some buckets. But he needs the ball in his hand. So Dinwiddie starts, doesn't he? So he's got to be coming in when Dinwiddie comes off.
I'm not necessarily mad at that, honestly, and this is why. because when you look at that second unit in Dallas, Christian Wood is really the only one that you can really think of that comes off and makes an impact. Everybody else is kind of because so starters, Lucas, Dinwiddie, Powell, Finney-Smith, and Hardaway. And so the bench, I'm assuming, is Christian Wood, Keebler, you got Green, Bertans. So if you add, that'll honestly work. I see why they did it, because now is you don't have to put Dinwiddie to run with the second unit and he gets a breather.
That's why it's there.
You
then
give
when he comes off, Kemba comes on.
Kemba comes on. He gives you valuable minutes and valuable buckets.
You can still attack him in your offensive in your offensive sets. Like if you're the opposite team, because Kemba's not really good. So what I'm saying is, if the starters got a 10-point lead, you put Kemba in, it might flip. It might be down 10 by the time Luka come back in the game.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really know what Kemba really do got to offer, but I think Dallas, just a team that's for the most part kind of limited too offensively. So like, it can't hurt them. I don't think. Like, I don't know.
But not offensively, but defensively.
I think you have to. Yeah, I think you would just have to play Kemba though, like you said.
But then when it get close to playoff time too, how many minutes he gonna get?
Not that much.
Not that much.
Maybe I say in the regular season he plays 15 to 20 minutes, and same thing in the playoffs. If he got it going, maybe play it, because he is a clutch player. If you know what I'm saying. He was a clutch player. I don't know if he still is, but I do know he probably is a dude that can live in the moment again. You know what I'm saying? Like, out of all them guys outside of Luka on that team, I think he's the guy that, you know what I'm saying, that outside of Luka you could go to in the clutch moment. You know what I'm saying? Because he has made those tough shots before in his career.
Yeah. And I think as far as Kemba goes, I think the Mavs are really just looking for bench help, because when you look at the Mavs bench from the last game where they played the Bucks, the only person you got really solid productions from was Christian Wood.
Right.
So he's giving you 21 and 7 off the bench. Like, if I'm thinking, if I'm the Mavs, if I'm that front office, if I'm that head coach, if I can get Kemba to come in and at least give me 15, 17, and maybe 8, then I can live with that on that second unit, even though I take a lack on the defensive side.
But if he's giving up 25 points, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to take that.
And like I said, that's when it becomes like a Kings type offense, because
that's why Thibodeau was like, all right, I can't do this, because it's like, excuse me. It's like, yeah, you could give me offense, but on the defensive end, you're giving back the same offense. You're giving it right back to him.
Mm-hmm.
So how do I put myself up in a scheme if you're giving it right back to them? They could just come down and attack you, run right past you, because you can't stick no damn defense. So, I mean, I'm not mad at Kemba getting a job. I thought he would get back, but I don't think Dallas is the right place. I think that Dallas need to go get somebody that can fill that Jalen Brunson role.
If they were looking for somebody to fill that Jalen Brunson role, then they're wrong with this one. But
no, I'm saying I don't think they were, but I'm thinking, you probably right. They're probably looking for someone on the bench, but I think if they could find somebody that could consistently do what Jalen Brunson did in the playoffs last year, I think Luka would have definitely a better chance of making it to a Western Conference or Finals.
Yeah, and they're just
because he cannot be the only. Like, I seen this thing today when it was like, oh, Luka first 4 years is shaping up to be the same as LeBron's when he was with the Cavs the first time. Like, and it was basically saying why LeBron left, because he ain't had no help and the team sucked and shit.
But they got a solid team around them, though. Like, they got shooters, they got a solid bench. They just need somebody to really kind of bolster that, and they need to play better defense when it comes to the playoffs, and especially late situations in the playoffs. You can't allow teams to hit big shots in clutch moments, which has ultimately been their problem. But as far as them trying to bolster that second unit, I can understand it. But Like I said, their offense, like you said, their offense is really just one. It's really one dimensional, honestly. They don't really have any super aspects to their game. It's really just Luka and drive, penetrate, kick out, shoot to the and then kick to the shooters. Hopefully they knock it down. If they're not knocking it down, Luka's going to go crazy and they're going to try to ride off the coattails of Luka. That's why they went to go to get a Christian Wood and bring him off the bench because he's a scorer, because he's a bucket, and he was in Houston just scoring out of no, just scoring for everything, and nothing was happening. So they go get somebody who can score in bulk and in bunches like Luka. But now it's like now we don't have anybody else to kind of really do it in the second unit. So I see why. But they have to bank on Kemba being consistent. And at this moment, the player who Kemba is, I'm not too sure you can do that.
Yeah, I'm not too sure, but what happened, boy?
No, I said I don't know personally. It's like you said, like when I look at Luka, I do think of LeBron. I do think of the. I do think. I think that you know what I'm saying. Luka, the way he plays basketball, right, is so like how LeBron kind of, runs the offense. Of course, Luka's more of a scoring prowler than LeBron was, but they still kind of operate similar. And I think the only kind of players that can play with Luka are going to be like guards that can create their own shot at a high level, like a Kyrie Irving or D Wade.
That's why I said you got to
what
go find somebody that like Bronson, because that's what Bronson started to offer them towards the end of his stint there. And if I think you gave him and Luka another year together, I think they'll be in a better position than they are now. Because first of all, the camaraderie they have together, playing together, and then seeing what he could do, I think Luka would have leaned on him a lot more. They're like, all right, I see what you're capable of. Go out there and do that. Take some of this pressure off of me. But he doesn't have somebody like that. Spencer Dinwiddie ain't gonna go out there and be consistently taking pressure off of you. He's gonna probably consistently be putting pressure on you to, pick it up when you need to. And I get that Luka is the superstar of the team, and that's what normally happens with your superstar. But he definitely needs another piece there that's a all-star caliber type player, a star type caliber player, so he can have some of that pressure. And then when you get to the playoffs, you can't focal in on him as the only piece you need to stop, because that's what teams do. And even though Luka, he has a big ass bag. Like, it's only so much you can do when it's 1 versus 5.
Absolutely. I think that's why they went to Christian Wood. But I think if they kept Jalen Brunson and you get a Christian Wood to come in and give you valuable minutes and valuable buckets, then that gives your offense a different dynamic. That gives your team a different dynamic. That gives your team a different look. That makes teams have to game plan for not just 2 people, but for 3 people. So now you got 2 people that are going to be able to kill you on the outside and on the inside. And you got somebody that's going to be able to play on the inside out. So now that's harder for teams to game plan around. So like you said, I think if you give them 1 more year, you add a piece like a Christian Wood, and you let those shooters gel with the Jalen Brunson and with the Luka and have them develop that chemistry, I think that Dallas team looks a lot better than what it does, honestly, than what it does now.
No, I agree.
I feel that.
Sorry,
I don't really know. Like I said, I don't think Luka is necessarily going to leave Dallas, but because I think Luka just a gym rat. And he loves to play basketball. I think it'd have to be like year 10 for him to be like, you know what, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? Like this.
I can understand that.
This just ain't it right here. Like I can't see him leaving after the next two years. Because he going to get the super max again. And, so it's like money talk, bullshit walk. So we already know that.
Yeah, but you got to ask yourself, he's going to be one of those players like Dame that stick around and out. And I think
think
Luka
so.
wants to win a championship. I don't think he's going to stay with Dallas and then not compete for a championship. Like if he keep coming up short on that team, he's going to find another avenue. Now, how he does that, I don't think he's going to want to go play with like another. He's not going to want to go team up with Jason Tatum or Devin Booker or somebody like that to win it. He's just going to go find somebody that's adequate enough, like that he could, have some help on the team with. But who's to say Mark Cuban, can't get that? Mark Cuban could probably get that for him.
And that's what I'm thinking. Like
It
Mark
just
Cuban can
depends on
probably
who
do
wants
it.
to play in Dallas. Because sometimes it's not all about trades. Sometimes it's about snatching up one of those free agents, selling one of those free agents. Like that's why Dirk Nowitzki need to be in those conversations. Like when you selling on free agents, Dirk needs to be there.
No, absolutely. And you got to think about it like this. There's a lot of aspects that goes into drawing free agents. So when it comes to Mark Cuban and bringing talent to Dallas, I don't doubt that they can do that. Like they've done it. He's
Showing
done
out
it
tonight,
before.
man. Like the video.
So
Thank you guys for stopping by.
I don't doubt it. It's just I think that with Luka, I think that Mark Cuban understands the type of player he has. He understands the situation he's in, and I feel like he knows that the window for a championship with the Luka and the pieces that they have, it's not big. So he has to make splashes. He has to make moves. So I think Luka stays. I think they keep him. I don't think he leaves. I just think that they bring another piece or another few pieces that would help him get to that next level and help the Dallas Mavericks get to the next level. Because we've seen it before. Like we've seen him do it before. So I don't doubt that they can do it again.
Word up. But I wanted to go back a little while ago, when we was talking about the DeAndre Ayton motherfucking shit. You feel me? Everybody was like, no, I don't know what DeAndre Ayton's going to do. He doesn't like the coach and all the problems. And I told you what the guy said. The guy says it's business and he's out there handling motherfucking business.
That's true.
Put some respect on DeAndre Ayton's name.
That's true.
He don't care about Monty Williams. He's here to do a job and he's doing it. Troy told you guys. Ayton's going to go out there and ball. He knows what the team is. He knows what he means to that team and the guys that he play with. Fuck the coach. He knows the guys that he's on that court with. CP3 going to get him like, yo, we almost won a title. Let's get back out there and do that shit again and we can win one. Ayton's like, okay, guess what? He just got player of the week. He's showing off. He's doing his thing. Now, can he keep it up? We don't know. We got to wait for judgment. I know. I don't want to jump too early, but I just want to let you guys know at this point in the season, Troy was right. All right? Ayton's strictly business. Handling business. He trying to get back that number one seed, get back to the motherfucking finals, and not fall apart. He trying to make sure Monty can't bench him this time.
Hey, I'm not going to lie. He's not lying. DeAndre Ayton, 23.7, 16 rebounds a game, 67.4 field goal percentage, and the team is 3-0 in the last three. The boy has been balling.
Some respect.
I mean, he is swooping. Like,
he's been balling.
There's no denying that. And Chris Paul is still out, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
This is why, though. I love Chris Paul, though. Like, but he's a guy that at the same time he's a maestro, but he's not the same maestro he was.
Mm-hmm.
And they play through him a little too much. They wasn't as much though this year. I was watching some early Chris Paul, but to me, it just they realized foolishly like without Chris Paul we need to play through Ayton more. No, with Chris Paul you need to play through Ayton more too. Like it's simple. It's simple. This team needs to be built around Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton, who it was being built around before Chris Paul got there.
Yep.
Like, this shit is crazy to me.
Quite literally, bro. Like, literally. When you look at that fucking Suns team before Chris Paul got there in the bubble, did they not go undefeated and still not make the damn playoffs with that young core? That was before Chris Paul got there. They knew all they needed was one piece. They needed one veteran to gel all that shit to fucking together.
Telly, I wish you was still in here because I said that to Telly. I said the Suns was one piece away from being contenders. Oh, they had a losing record the year before. Yeah, it was 31 and something. Yeah. But they needed one piece to whip them niggas into shape because people already seen the potential of Booker.
Mm-hmm.
People already knew Booker was going to be a top 20, top 15 player in the league. top 5, top 10 in his position.
Easily.
People already are speculating that Ayton was going to be one of the best centers in today's game.
Yep.
He had the potential to do that. So all those guys was young when they was losing. We don't look at that. We don't look at they're young. They're still learning. They're still acclimating themselves into the NBA life, becoming pro players, becoming faces of their teams. And then you get a guy like Chris Paul, who's not himself. He's not the Chris Paul from the Hornets. You know, like, but he still can get these guys to play at the top of their level. Like, that's why I told you guys, I don't care what happened between Monty and Ayton. Once Ayton found out that they matched that contract, he was like, all right, it's all business from him. And that's what he's showing you. It's all business.
That's true, because the boy has been balling. He's been balling. And honestly, you can tell, this is the scary part about DeAndre Ayton, right? He threatened to leave because he wanted to get paid. He wanted to test the market. Phoenix said, we're going to match that, but we need you to really turn into that kind of player, right? We really need, because we're gonna come through you, basically, right? Look at his rebound numbers. This is the reason why
a game.
Bro, this is the reason why Phoenix lost the finals. I think 2 games ago he had 21 rebounds. He's taking the coaching points and he's like, yo, okay, y'all threw the bag at me. Now I'm finna show y'all what I can really do.
I'm worth it.
I'm showing y'all that I'm worth it. I'm showing you that I can take the coaching points. I'm showing that I can really be the baller that y'all want me to be. And they asked him, because this was the big knock on him after the finals. If you go back and you listen to all the analysts and all the sportscasts and everybody else, they were talking about how they got out rebounded. And now look at his rebound numbers.
That's right.
All business now. Yeah, it's all business now.
All business now.
So when you look at the rankings at the end of the season and you look in the top centers and you wondering why you see DeAndre Ayton up there, don't be shocked, man, because the boy has been working on both sides of the ball.
Yes, he has. So shout out to Ayton. Do your thing, brother. I believe in you. You know, Troy got you. You feel me? We know what it is. Now what we all came for. So last Wednesday, you know, Wednesdays we have the nightcap where we get in our little basketball at night, the little things that happen throughout the week. That we didn't have the episode of the nightcap. So I still wanted to talk about Ben Simmons' return to Philly. They lost. They
did.
But Ben had a double-double in the game. 11, 11, 3, 3. 11 points, 11 rebounds, 3 blocks. No, 11 points, 11 assists, 7 rebounds, 3 blocks, and 3 steals. Right?
That's a solid stat line.
Yeah, from the type of player he is, yes, it is a solid stat line. So how do you guys think Philly, the return went for Ben Simmons to Philly?
Honestly, I thought they would boo him more. I thought it would be more. I'm honestly disappointed in Philly fans. I thought y'all was gonna give him more. I was expecting more energy when I was watching the game, right? Like I'm thinking, like every time he touches the ball, y'all gonna boo and hiss, and it was they got on him a little bit, but it wasn't like what I expected, bro. Like I wanted full on crowd roar on my man's. Like every time he touched the ball, every time he went to the free throw, every time he even got near the ball. You know what I'm saying? That's what I wanted. But I think I thought he had a solid outing. You know, 11 points, 11 assists, 3 steals, like that. He had a really solid outing on you know what I'm saying, when he first came back to the old team. I think that he could have obviously played a little better. But you see the confidence starting to rise in Ben Simmons again. You're starting to see his game starting to come back to what the old Ben Simmons was and how the old
y'all
Ben
talking
Simmons
about
was
that
before.
guy.
So
That guy Simmons.
my boy Benjamin.
Oh, Benjamin. I've been watching too much Narcos. Benjamin. No, I mean, I think he's playing better. About time. I mean, I'm just saying, like, about time. Like, he's been off a whole year. So I'm just glad to see him actually back playing basketball.
What? Who just came out? Who just came out and said something about Ben Simmons? Was it one of his teammates?
Uh,
It was somebody. I don't think it was Kyrie. Somebody came out and said that like the dude didn't play in 2 years. Like he's getting back in basketball shape. You saying about time? Like no, it takes time to get back into shape, bro. If you hurt something or whatever it is, and you spent 2 years off of a job, hi, I have. Bro, when you go back, you still got to work yourself back into working shape. I had to do that with this job that I had. I didn't go to work for 2 years. I wasn't working for 2 years, bro. I had to literally whip my body back into working shape to be able to do it for 8 hours, bro. I couldn't do that shit the first week I was doing it. I was tired than a motherfucker.
Hell yeah, shit. That should
So
be
now just
fine.
imagine him have to do that on a professional level. That's not easy. And I tried to explain this to you guys. It's not
you
easy.
trying to compare us,
No,
people
I'm
who
just saying
smoke,
that the
drink,
no,
to
no,
athletes
no,
straight?
no,
Come on,
I'm
don't do
not.
that.
No, I'm not,
Don't do
Boo.
that.
You're
Don't do
stretching
that.
it, Boo. Good to have you back.
But
But that's not what
that's
I'm
not
that's what
stretching it.
I'm not doing.
That's not
What I'm
stretching it.
saying
That's just
is
true.
that is stretching it because what
We're
I'm
not
saying is
professional athletes, Trey.
no, I said that. Then he has to go and do that. The thing I'm talking about, that on a professional level.
I'm
I'm
not a
talking
professional
about
athlete,
just
but I am an
whipping your
athlete.
body back into shape. I'm not talking about comparing how we whip our bodies and how here. I'm talking about it takes time for your body to get back used to what you're used to doing. That's what I'm saying.
I
And
agree.
Ben is taking time, and now we're seeing over the last 6
I,
games
I
11,
agree.
11, 5, and 3, 15, 13, 7, 22, 8, and 5, 11, 7, and 11, 14, 2, and 6, 26, and 3. Like, he's already got 12 rebounds.
How many of them games they won?
4 of them.
Let's say that's a
Okay.
good point, dog. That's a good point.
4 of them. It's not a good point. They went 4 and 3, I think. Yeah, 4 and 3.
Well, I mean, they did get Kyrie back too in that aspect.
They
So
went 4 and 3. So
Again, man, all I'm saying is that about time.
yeah, I
Always gonna
mean,
say
it
that.
is. We want to see it. Yeah, I get you, but I'm
I,
not.
I'm just saying about time, bro. That's it. I'm not. Listen, I was just more, just like how you had your feelings about James Harden and how he did it. I just feel like this kid is young, pouting, don't want to work on his craft. Like that's it. Like I don't have no real ill will to the guy. I don't know the guy. All I do is do my little homework like everybody else. You know, the rumors that I ain't gonna say rumors, like all of his coaches basically have said the same thing about him since college. Like he don't work hard. He just they're off of God given. Like
Look like he working
I'm
hard to me.
it don't look like he working hard to me. Because if he
Look
was
like he
working
working
hard to
hard to
me,
me.
if he was working hard to me, he'd be averaging 25, 8, and 8.
No,
He's
he
working
wouldn't.
hard.
Stop
Yeah,
it.
he would. Yeah, he
Stop it.
would.
Stop.
I
You
would
just
need
making
at
up
least
numbers.
20. I need at least 20, 10,
Like,
and 7, dog. Like,
Something like
and
that.
he's
I'm cool with
working his
that.
way up to that. He literally had 2 20-point games in the last 5.5 games. He literally scored 15, 14, 11 twice. Like he's working his way back into it. You can't just be like, as soon as you come back, I want 20, 22, and 23.
Why not?
No, you got to
man,
give him some
nah, I need
time, bro.
35 and 10, Troy. What are you talking about,
Not from
dog?
him, not on a team with Kyrie and KD. He's not doing that.
Hell
So when you
no.
talk
I
about he
need
need
35 and
28
10.
and 20, 25 and this, he's not getting 25. On every
Hell,
night, he's not getting that. He's not.
no excuses. I need
He's not getting
25 and
that.
10.
Kyrie's getting that. KD's getting that. He's not getting that.
No
He's
excuses.
not.
I need 25 and 10, Ben.
I
Nah, he's
mean,
not. That's not what
that's
you
what
need
I'm
from Ben.
saying.
I don't think you need that from Ben for them to be successful. I'm sorry.
No, you don't need that to be successful. I'm
That's what
not
I
saying
want.
that.
That's what
I
I want for
want that.
Christmas,
Like,
Ben.
right. Somebody
Give
working
me
hard.
25
Like,
and
if he
10,
working
Ben.
hard,
He's not even the third scoring option on his team. So how you gonna give you that?
Make it happen,
hey,
goddammit.
How you gonna give
hey,
you that? He's not even the third scoring option on his team.
Make it happen.
Somebody explain it to me. Make it make
I'm
sense.
basing this off of your statement when you say he working hard. I don't know what
No,
that
he is
means.
working hard.
I don't know.
He told KD,
Yeah.
dunk the ball. That's what he told KD.
He did. See, yeah, that's what I want, man.
That's
Dunk
working
the fucking
hard.
ball, KD.
What you talking about? That's working hard. When you could turn around and tell KD to dunk the ball.
Dunk the ball, KD.
Now, if he
I
said
want that.
If he said that shit at the beginning of the first game of the season, KD would have looked at this nigga like, yo, you stupid. You gonna look at me, tell me to dunk the ball? You got the nerve. Now he can say it because he working hard, bro. You can't say he's not working hard. KD and
I
Kyrie
want 25 and 10, Ben.
I'll take 20.
Man,
I'll take 27 and 11, bro.
he ain't gonna never average that either.
20.7 rebounds and 11 assists.
I told you what he can average. He can average like 18, 8, and 8 on this team in particular. That'll be more than enough for
12.
success.
I can see him getting 12 assists on this
Oh,
team.
I can't see him getting no 12.
I can definitely see him get 12 assists.
He's not
No,
what
he
you
get
call a natural point guard though. Like
no,
that.
that's not even why I'm saying he can have 12 assists, bro. Like it's
You
the
gotta
same way.
explain to me how
It's
you
the
do
same
it.
way he had 11 assists, 7. Like it's because he's a
You gotta tell me
slasher.
how
He's
you
able
average
to
that over
drive.
the
He's
course
able
of
to
a
drive
season.
and kick out. He's able to drive and kick out, drive and kick, drive and kick, drive and kick. That's going to produce open shots for the guys that he's kicking to. So he's going to be able to rack up assists because Ben Simmons, not a natural point guard, he is kind of a pass-first guy. He wants to pass the ball.
Very passive.
He wants to pass the ball. So that's why I'm saying he could average 20 points, 12 assists, 7 to 8 rebounds.
Yeah, but just because you like to pass the ball a lot don't mean you're gonna average.
He's going to pass the ball. He's going to pass the ball. We know
that. Don't
he's
mean you're
going to pass
gonna.
the ball.
That don't mean
he's
you're
going to
get
pass the
12
ball
assists.
to open shooters, and they're going to make the shot. So he can average 12.
Sure, ain't no way in fuck he averaging 12 assists.
There's a lot of way in the fuck you can average 12 assists.
Ain't no way in fuck he averaging.
There's a lot of ways in fuck you can average 12 assists.
Not Ben Simmons.
Yes, Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons.
You love this dude, Troy. You got a lot of faith in him, bro.
No, Ben
you got a lot of faith in Ben.
No, I
Simmons,
don't,
bro. Yeah, you do. 12 assists, bro. Like, come on. He's never averaged 9 assists before. Now you're gonna say he's gonna average 12.
He never played with KD and Kyrie.
Bro, he played with Joel Embiid. Like
Joel Embiid can't do what Kyrie can do on the floor. We ain't talking about Tobias Harris. We are not talking about Tobias Harris in this conversation, Boo-Wop. Stop coming back on this bullshit, Boo-Wop. We ain't talking about no Tobias Harris.
You're talking about one-on-one scores. Them guys like to ISO.
No,
they don't like to.
Right. What I'm saying is Ben has a more chance of having more assists on the team than he is now because he has a lot of shooters around him. You have KD, you have Kyrie that can spot up and shoot, that can catch and shoot. You also have Patty Mills, Seth Curry. When TJ Warren come back, he's not a bad shooter. You have Joe Harris. Like that's like 6 people I just named.
TJ coming back December 2nd, by the way.
Like. That he can pass the ball to.
He had a lot of players like that He had a lot of players like that in fucking Philly, bro.
No,
he had Al Horford. He had plenty of shooters. Yes, he did, bro. Stop it.
I just named shooting guard.
Bro,
you named the center to start,
bro.
You named the center
to start. It's good to have Boo-Wop back, y'all.
You named the center to start, Boo-Wop. Stop it. Stop it.
This is great.
Stop it.
He had Seth Curry. He had Seth Curry on that team, Troy.
He got Seth Curry on this team. He got Seth Curry on this team.
You gotta fall back off Ben.
No, I'm not on Ben.
I ain't gonna lie to you. You gotta
Ben on you.
You gotta fall back.
I'm not on Ben. Ben on you, bro. I'm not on Ben.
You kind of like that. That's scary to think that you really in love with Benjamin that much, bro. Like that's scary.
No, I'm not. I'm just debating. I'm just looking at it from the other side, bro. Y'all niggas on bag on Ben. I'm not bagging on Ben. It doesn't mean I'm in love with Ben or I love Ben. Ben, come on the show. We can talk about it. All right,
Ben, I'm on your line, man.
We could take Boo-Wop together, Ben. We could take
I'm on your line, Ben. I need
25
and 10, bro. Stop playing with me.
You don't gotta get no 25 and 10. Give me 16.
Yes, you do. 25 and 10.
16 points.
25 and 10.
Give me 10 rebounds and give me like 7 assists. We good.
25 and 10, Ben. If you're not giving me 25 and 10,
Ben. You don't need to do none of that. What they talking about, Ben? Just keep doing
25 and 10,
and you're gonna be successful, bro. You back, baby. Ben's back.
You want to know what 25 and 10 rhyme with, Ben? Light skin. 25 and 10, light skin. Appreciate you, dog.
Nah. He got a whole lot of dark skinned brothers on that team. He ain't getting no 25 and 10. He ain't getting no 25 and 10, light skin. He got to go to a team of light skins. He won 25 and 10.
You feel me? Hey.
He ain't getting it on there. Kyrie, like, what you doing, Ben? You shooting the ball? No, give me that. Let me see that. What was that? Who was the guy who took the ball out of it? Was Kawhi Leonard. Remember when Kawhi Leonard stole the ball from his own teamate?
Oh, yeah. I mean, hey.
He's on San Antonio. That's what Kyrie going to be doing to Ben. 25 and 10. You got to listen to Boo-Wop. Give me this ball.
Yeah, 25 and 10. I got you. It's good.
I got you. I'll put 25 and 10 up, man. You go get me 15 rebounds and, whatever points you get off slashing to the rim. And he looks good slashing, bro. He looks good. He looks aggressive.
He looks very good. I
Like
like
the paint was a
his
little
confidence.
crowded. I
His
forget which
confidence
game
is
it was,
growing.
but the paint was a little crowded, and he threw that bitch down. Like
Yeah, he threw that
yeah.
motherfucker down.
And that's
Yeah,
what we wanted to see from Ben. And that's what
I
I
like
say.
his
He working
confidence.
hard.
His
Yeah,
confidence
he
is
getting his
growing.
confidence back, bro. He
His
working
game is
hard.
starting to grow again. He's starting to get, you know what I'm saying, the feel back into the game,
He's
and it's
working.
starting to transition. But like I said, I
He
like the
feels
way
like
he's
he got
going.
me
I
up here
like the
doing
way
this
they're
shit.
playing right now. You just got to keep it going, man. Keep it going. Don't be scared to take those shots in the playoffs, Ben, because it's going to come down to you for sure.
Yeah. Heal me. But before we close, anything else to add, Boo?
About Benjamin Simmons.
Bahama Simmons. I mean, Boston's sitting on top of the number 1 seed, but you guys know I don't really care about seeding. I understand towards the end of the season is when I start caring about seeding. Early in this season, what we 18 games in? Wait, 20 games in for some people. 19, 20, 19, 20, 20, 19. Yeah, 21. Yeah, we're about 20 games in now. So, I mean, the NBA is shaping. We got in the East, Boston, Bucks, Cavs as the top 3 seeds with the Pacers and Atlanta finishing out the top 5. I wish Telly was still in here so I can ask him if is Indiana Pacers the 4th best team in the league right now in the East. You know, because of the seeding set. So
No, but Ben Mathurin was talking shit about LeBron, so that game should be interesting tonight.
Who was talking shit about LeBron?
The rookie Ben Mathurin. Remember, he got drafted and he said that he doesn't feel like nobody's better to him. They have to show it. He said even LeBron. So it should be interesting with them.
That's not talking shit.
Tonight.
That's confidence.
I mean, it is. You know, it's confidence, but you know how the media would like to spin it. So I like to put my own little spin on it. Yeah, Ben was talking shit. LeBron, what you gonna do?
Yeah, that's right. What you gonna do, LeBron? You
gonna do, LeBron? I seen you drop 39 on your return. You know, I'm sorry, third game back. You know what I'm saying? You and the Lakers on a little winning streak. Russell Westbrook looked like he got jumped out there in the court, bleeding and stuff. So y'all looking real cool.
I know the Bulls dealing with some injury, but the Knicks are 9-11, out of the play-in and playoffs right now.
Jalen Brunson's been balling, by the way.
Yeah.
If y'all haven't been paying attention, Jalen Brunson has been balling, by the way.
Nets are 9th. Toronto's in 7th. Philly's in 6th without Joel Embiid. And Philly's been on a little tear without Joel Embiid. And
that's because Tobias Harris realizes he has to actually play basketball.
He's like, damn, my 2 stars not here.
Yeah.
I have to be the number 1 option.
I can't defer to anybody else. I actually have to play basketball now.
You telling me I gotta go out there and score 30, coach? You know I don't like going out there and scoring 30.
Damn, coach, you know I really don't like to shoot the ball. All right, fine. I guess I can.
All right, and then
Pascal Siakam comes back tonight too.
In the Western Conference, the Lakers 7-11. I think that's where they at.
They got a solid, nice little win streak going on, but we'll see if they can continue.
Man, they at 7-11 right now.
That means anytime you play the Lakers, you're gonna be always open. 7-11. Always open.
All right. We got Dallas at 9-10 in 11th spot.
4-game losing streak. Something's going on with Dallas. I feel like that's why they signed Kemba.
Yeah, but we got Phoenix took back over the number 1 seed, 13-6. We got Denver behind them at 12-7. Memphis at 12-8. New Orleans, which I said would be a good team, at 11-8. The Clippers, without Paul George and Kawhi, most of these games are 12-9.
They still have John Wall, who's been playing very good basketball.
Yes, John Wall has. We said it here first. You heard us.
Mm-hmm.
You heard us talk about John Wall.
Yep.
You heard us put John Wall in a good light here.
First. Absolutely.
All right. Utah fell from number 1 to number 8. There's 7 spots. I just wanted to say that again in the same show. So, when Telly come back and watch the rest of it, he know I still was on his head. But yeah, Portland's looking nice at 7 seed, 11-9 right now.
Portland has a really nice young unit.
Golden State is up. We talked about that a little earlier in the episode. Golden State is 11-10 right now, but they're on a little.
Clay is back.
Yeah, Clay's playing really good.
Thank you, Mikal Bridges.
I'm just hoping the Pelicans finish it. The only thing I want to come to fruition that I said all in the offseason, like even if Boston and the Bucks play each other and the Bucks beat us, whatever games 5, 6, 7, I wouldn't even care. If the Pelicans make it to the playoffs as a top 5 seed, I'm happy.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm happy because then I called it from the jump, like nigga.
Yep. Which means what we say over here is valid.
Huh?
I said the Pelicans would be a top.
Yeah, I know.
14
That's
team.
what I'm saying. A couple of us did, but a couple of
Yeah.
people was like, nah, I don't know. Telly even said they can't be a top team. The only person they got is BI. Like CJ McCollum's not there. Like
That's not true.
Like Valanciunas didn't. Valanciunas didn't just put up. What was it? 39 and 20, 29 and 30 rebounds or something like that. What do you do? 29 rebounds, 30 points.
Falling.
Like they ain't the like.
Falling.
It is what it is. But if your team suck, your team suck. I just wanted to say that to the guys watching. You know, if your team good, shout out to you, bro. You know, I'll see you in the playoffs.
Yep. And one thing for all the Kings fans, because y'all know I'm out here in Sacramento, so these motherfuckers be talking a lot of shit. I told y'all have to beat the teams that are going to score in volumes just like y'all. Y'all got your ass whooped by the fucking Celtics. I told you guys.
Oh yeah,
then you got your ass whooped by the Hawks as well. Those are the teams that you guys are going to have to string. Nobody cares if you guys string wins, 7 to 8 wins against weak teams or against bad teams. You have to beat the good teams. String wins against the good teams. That's when people start to take you guys seriously. Nobody cares that you guys are in the 6th spot right now. Start to beat the good teams. The ultimate test is good. And the ultimate test honestly started in Memphis. You guys won that game. You dropped the Celtics. You dropped the Atlanta. Now you guys have to come back and see how you guys do against Phoenix. This is how good basketball, playoff basketball is. Playoff basketball teams are determined. Championship basketball teams are determined. Same thing for the Jazz. Doesn't matter if you guys win against bad teams. You have to win against good teams.
Right now, we got some games going on, and then we're going to get the final thoughts and get up out of here. Hawks 76ers, third quarter, 3 minutes, 35 seconds left. Hawks up by 3, 75-72. We got Timberwolves, Wizards, 6 minutes, 36 minutes left in the third.
Porzingis had 29 at half.
29 at half, and they're winning 87-79. 74. 87 to
31 right now. Porzingis got 31. He's 6 and 9 from 3.
Celtics, woo! Let's go, Big Green. Playing the Hornets right now, halftime, 78-55. Keep your foot on the pedals. We like letting people back in the game, Boston. Don't let these niggas back and put them away.
Jaylen Brown has been tripping. I don't know if y'all been watching, pay attention to basketball, but Jaylen Brown
that finals
has
got
been
momentum.
tripping. Okay,
you get that experience of the finals, and whether you lose or win, you start like, nah, I gotta get back there, bro. I need to win one of those.
Jaylen Brown has been on a fucking tear. So
we got the Magic and the Nets at halftime, 1-point game. Nets 52-51. We got the Cavs and the Raptors in halftime, with the Raptors leading 52-43. And we got the Pelicans and Thunder in the second quarter with 11 minutes and 41 seconds. They just started. Pelicans up by 8, 34-26.
Has anybody been paying attention to Bobo's development?
I already been doing nice.
I really like it. If you really watch how he's been developing, how he's been playing really, really good basketball. Now, this is what the Nuggets should have done, but the way Orlando is developing him and the way they're using him, I like it. A1.
I want to do one more thing before we close it out. All right. Offensive leaders, points. Luka is at 33.1 right now. Steph Curry, 31.4. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 31.1. Giannis, 30.9. And Tatum, 30.5. Assist leader, Tyler Halliburton, 11.1. Ooh.
Tyrese, what? Young Halliburton.
11.1. Trae Young, 9.4. Nikola Jokic, 8.8. Luka Doncic, 8.4, and Garland, 7.9. 3-pointers made. Can we guess who's at the top of that list? You guess right. It's Steph Curry, 5.2. Donovan Mitchell is 3.9. Anthony Simons is 3.9. Klay Thompson, 3.9. And then Desmond Bane, 3.8. Defensive leaders, rebounding leaders right now. Ooh. Surprised there's not a name in the top 5, but he'll get there. Anthony Davis, 12.8. Rudy Gobert, 12.7. Capella, 11.9. Zubac, 11.6. And then Valanciunas, the one that's on Chicago. I mixed their names up.
Vucevic.
Vucevic. He's 11.5. And then we got blocks and steals. I guess I'll give you that. Blocks. We got Brooke Lopez 2.9, Miles Turner 2.6, Anthony Davis 2.2, Nick Claxton 2.1, Bobo 2 a game. Bobo averaging 2 blocks a game. Let's go, Bobo.
Like I said, Bobo, man, nice development.
Steals.
Looking nice over there.
OG Anunoby 2.4. What's his first name? DeAndre Melton. What's his name? Melton from Philly. I forget his first name. Darius Melton, something like that.
Darius Milton, I think.
Milton 2.1. Murray from Atlanta, the newly acquired Murray is averaging 2 steals a game. Tyler Halliburton is averaging 1.8, and then Dennis Smith Jr. is averaging 1.9.
Wow. Okay, I see you, Dennis Smith Jr. Welcome back to the league, brother.
Just a little stats for the first 20 games in. That's why
Tyrese Halliburton, All-Star year, 19-6, 11-1. That's a double-double. My boy is balling. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Ivica Zubac is balling too for the Clippers as well. I don't know if y'all been seeing my man's, but he's been balling. He's been really doing his thing out there too. Shout out to Ivica Zubac. Shout out to Tyrese Halliburton.
I think on the next episode, we're probably going to spend most of that time. Boo-Wop, I don't know if you was ever here for this, but when I first started from the sideline, I used to do legit tier list. This is when you literally make the tier list yourself. There's no players. There's literally a team's tier list. It's like a power ranking, but it's in tier list form. We're going to have the bottom of the bottom teams and then we're just going to go up the ladder to the top 2 teams, the best teams right now in the NBA. So I think that's what we're going to do next episode. We're going to build a bracket. I'll set it up on PowerPoint, and we can just plug the teams in. Like if we want the Houston as on the last row. And we could just put them. We could put them in order too. We could definitely put them in order. I forgot a football game was on today. Steelers up.
Steelers
and Colts.
Colts.
But final thoughts, Mullich.
Final thoughts. Y'all know what it is, man. Y'all see the Trap Music Museum. Shout out to Atlanta. Yeah, Clay's back. So all that disrespect, I want the same energy. Okay. Because y'all see us climbing up the motherfucking ladder, okay? All that disrespect that I was seeing about Clay being washed. Yeah, I don't want to hear it, okay? Man's been tripping. You know what it is, man. Follow the sports TikTok, follow the sports Twitter, follow us from the sideline Twitter, live in-game updates and analysis. And I'm gonna see y'all on Wednesday, man.
What? Final thoughts?
Oh man, glad to be back, man. Appreciate y'all for holding it down, man. So you already know, man. I'm be back with more energy. A little tired today, but
now you bring enough energy. You got me hot, and I don't even feel good, bro.
And that boy Troy turned up.
Troy turned up for behind man. I don't understand it. He got Jaylen Brown over there. He turned up for Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown is hooping his mind out right now.
Jaylen Brown, that's my nigga.
That motherfucker is hooping.
Tripping out there.
That motherfucker top 20 right now, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't care what nobody.
Jaylen Brown been tripping.
Jaylen
top 20 is hooping. He might be top 15. I don't even know. Like the man is
That's
hooping.
not egregious.
I told you guys, you don't split Tatum and Jaylen Brown because it's like having 2 number ones that can play well.
I would have said that before the All-Star break though last year because they wasn't looking like they could play well together. Like it looked like one was.
Well, they were, but they was just like they needed to work some kinks out because you don't get to 3 Eastern Conference Finals before you make it before last year making it to the Eastern Conference in the finals. But you don't get to 3 Eastern Conference Finals together if you can't play together.
Yeah, but it wasn't really like solely on
No, not solely on them, but they were coming into their own because you got to remember, after the playoffs when Kyrie was there, the team literally was Jaylen Brown's and Tatum's after he left. Even when Kemba came in, it wasn't Kemba's team; it was their team.
Yeah, it was Jason Tatum's team pretty much after.
It was Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown because Brad Stevens didn't know how to make those two understand that it has to be one person's team and the other person is the Batman. Udoka came along and got those guys to understand that, but they always had the recipe for success.
I don't really think that's what happened. I think Jason Tatum just shown like he always seemed to be better than Brown, and he just proved that.
No, I get you, but we'll save that for another episode. From the